If Amber Heard's coming down, it's like, yo, we'll have the most mind-blowing sex. You'll have money. You'll never have to work a day in your life again. If you want to do whatever, I have money to support you. I got you, baby, right? I'm also going to beat the shit out of you when I'm angry. If you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best.
We live?
We live.
We live. Welcome back to the Opinion Factory Podcast, the podcast for free thinkers and challenge seekers.
Yes, sir.
I'm Khelil.
I'm Alex. Last week we talked about your favorite actress, right? Amber Heard.
Of course.
You know, and the whole Johnny Depp situation, really messy, you know, and one of the justifications, or maybe not for this specific case, but one of the justifications for a lot of the bullshit that, you know, I'll say women get away with sometimes, you know, that been in a relationship, is I often hear this quote, you know, by Marilyn Monroe. I'll read the whole quote, but you guys will realize,
I think they already know
you'll know what quote it is by the end of it. But the whole quote says, I'm selfish, impatient, and a little insecure. I make mistakes. I'm out of control, and at times hard to handle. But if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. And this is the most nonsensical thing I've ever heard in my life. You know why? You know,
it's nonsense.
It's nonsense. You know, what if I had a girlfriend, man? You know, you can't handle me at my worst. You don't deserve me at my best. Okay, my best could be flowers and chocolates every single day. You know what my worst is? I'm a serial killer. I like to go kill people at night.
That's not worth it.
Yep, I go kill priests and monasteries and all the people. Like I go kill homeless people for no reason. That's my worst. But you don't deserve my best. You can't help me at my worst. You know
what?
I
see what you're trying to say.
It's nonsense.
If your best was a little bit better, I feel like then you might have been.
My best is Bill Gates money. How about that? My best is Bill Gates money. I'm rich. I'm Jeff Bezos money. All right.
How many cases of, I'm just speculating here for real life, but I have an example that's not real life. But how many cases of men, right? They're drug lords or drug dealers or whatever. They can provide a lifestyle to the women that they don't really enjoy otherwise, but they're drug dealers. But they have to leave in the middle of the night almost every night. But they're in dangerous situations all the time, and they was always wondering where you at, what you doing, why you doing this, why you doing that. And then he can say, if you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve that Birkin that I got. You don't deserve the trip to Hawaii that we just took last weekend on a whim. And a lot of women might stay for that. And think about it like this. Like, go to comic books. I'm not sure if you saw Daredevil. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. Kingpin. Murking dudes left and right. Meets this very nice woman. Very down to earth, very kind. Yeah. She finds out what he does. But the life that he lives and the person that he is makes it worth it for her, and she stays with him and supports him. And maybe that's what this quote is about. Maybe it's not like, you know, I don't want to take accountability for my actions. Maybe it's like I need some support from you right now. Why can't you support me and be helpful
so there's
to me right now?
There's 8 billion people in this world, right?
Okay.
I think there's like a percentage more women than men, you know?
I think so.
Like 51-49, something along those lines.
I definitely think there's more women, yeah.
So that leaves you with 4 billion women to choose from?
Wait, hold on.
No, come on.
Right.
4 billion men, 4 billion women to choose from, right? Now, let's say out those 4 billion, let's say 2 billion are children or underage, right? Let's say another billion are like well above your age range, maybe like 50, 60, 70, moving into senior range, right?
Okay, so there's 1 billion.
So out of 1 billion people, you know, 1 million times 100 million. Okay. Out of that many people. Okay. That's the best you can do. That's where we're going. That's where we're going.
First of all.
So you have to deal with. Come on, I don't want to hear this.
I appreciate the abundance mindset. All right, I do. There's a lot of choices out there.
And then, okay, we can narrow it down as much as possible. The people that live in your small town.
There's a lot of choices out there, but when you're with someone and you're invested and you're in love, as I'm sure this quote applies to.
So what?
People in love.
So what?
It's a lot harder, and
it's a lot.
It's a lot harder to say like, all right, I'm just get someone else from the 1 billion choices that I have.
That's fine. I mean, a lot of things hard. School's hard. School's hard for a lot of people.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna just pick another major because I'm struggling in this major.
A lot of people do.
A lot of people do, but
hey, sir.
Sure, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Johnny Depp loved Amber Heard at one time.
All right.
Right. I'm pretty sure she did. Right. But what's Amber Heard's worse? What? Cutting off his finger? Huh?
Shit on his bed.
Yeah, like what's her worst? Oh man, you always deserve me my best, Johnny. I'm in Aquaman. I'm getting paid a lot of money. I'm one of the hot actresses right now.
There's the limits of things. I don't want to make it seem like
it doesn't even have to go to that. It doesn't even have to go to that far extreme of domestic violence. It doesn't have to go to that.
It doesn't. But I don't want to make it.
You know what your worst can be, Khelil? You can be a dog kicker. You can be a dog kicker.
You're accepting that?
No, I would not accept that. If I'm like I have cats, right? Right. So if I had a girlfriend, right? And I was like, oh, can you watch the cats, right? And I come back home the next day, and my cats are fucked up.
That's not funny.
Like I gotta deal with that. Oh, that's her worst. Oh man, that's no. And the worst doesn't even have to go to domestic violence. It doesn't have to go to animal violence. So it could be something as small as like I'm lazy. I don't do dishes. I don't cook. I don't do anything. Sayonara.
First, a quick line in my defense, and then I want to give you a scenario.
Go ahead.
I don't want to make it seem like I am an opponent of healthy boundaries. Saying that someone doesn't deserve you, I have a problem with the word deserve. Saying that someone doesn't deserve you because your behavior exceeds their boundaries is kind of fucked up. Mm-hmm. Because now you're making it seem like it's your fault that your boundary is below this threshold.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying.
And because of that, you don't deserve something good, and which is messed up. But scenario, so there's the Amber Heard thing, which is, and possible Amber Heard, possibly Johnny Depp thing, where it's all messed up.
Yeah.
Physical abuse, verbal abuse, all that stuff. But I feel like one of the most popular cases of using this quote has to do with actual trauma. So scenario, you're a girl, you grew up, you were sexually abused growing up. Now you're in a relationship and it's hard for you to be intimate. Okay. You can be, and when you are, it's amazing. Yeah. But it's hard for you to be at times. Okay. It can be anything that triggers you. Sometimes like touching you in a particular place triggers memories, you shut down. Nothing's happening. And then you say, if you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. Does it not apply fairly in that situation where it's... I have problems with that situation, mind you, which we're gonna address. I mean, but just on the surface level,
it's a little.
You and people in that situation, is it not fair to say it in that situation?
You can say it. I mean, here's these things. Especially if you don't know what triggered it. Here's these things, and I want to kind of get away from this example, but I'll entertain it for a second, right? So you have this example, for a lot of people, that's a cutoff right there. Like, they don't want to deal with that, and that's fine. That's fine. So the person that is dealing with that person has to have some accountability, like moving forward, though. Right? So you have your partner who's going to help you with this, but it can't be every single time, oh, I'm triggered, so I'm going to react. Nah, it's not how it's going to work. Like, you have to learn. You know, we've all seen that famous meme, or I should say video that became a meme. You know, like those super lefty, like, I think feminazi is the word people use for it.
I've heard that term.
You know, it was that, like, did you just assume my gender or something like that? I'm triggered, like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm not gonna be with a feminazi. That's not what I'm talking about.
No. But here's the thing I'm saying though. Even if I do trigger, especially if I don't know I triggered you, I'm not responsible for your trigger response though, right? So you had something like this happen to you. You might shut down or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I can't control your emotions. I can only work with you. If that upsets you, whatever, right. I am not responsible for how you react to, that's...
What do you do when she has that reaction? Are you supportive? Or are you like, okay, baby, it's fine.
It depends what the cutoff is. It depends what the cutoff is, man. I just see too many people. I don't necessarily agree with the quote is from people that went through trauma. 'Cause I see a lot of people, man, girls were posting this stuff in high school, man. Yeah. Like, and what was in their thing was like, oh, I'm jealous. So what's on your phone, or like who you talking to? You know, like I feel like it's that type of stuff, man.
So instead of maybe trauma, like sexual abuse, what if it's trust issues, like you were cheated on, and now you have this trauma? Let me go through your phone. Give me all your passwords. Who's this? My mom.
Baby, that's not my business. That's not my business.
That is something
not my business.
That's why I had an issue with the previous scenario.
You're not gonna make my life hell over something that happened to you that I did not do to you. You're not going to do that.
And even though it seems messed up to say to the previous scenario, when you come to this situation where the trauma this time is cheating and trust issues,
it
applies.
Hey,
it applies very well.
If I've been faithful to you, I've not done anything. I've not been with anybody else. It's not my business what happened to you before, because I've shown you consistently that I'm faithful to you. All right. So Miss.
It's new. I think is it new? It's LMA. I don't even know the name of it, but there's a line where she says, "Are you the type who sees a wall and breaks it?" Okay. And I was like, when I heard it, like, wait, what? I don't like that sentiment at all. Why do I have to break it? Why is it even here? Why is there a wall here? Not only is it here, but now I have to break it. Do I have the right tools? Why can't I just go the other way? You know what I mean? And I completely agree with you where, if you have trauma, it is your responsibility to deal with it before you get into an intimate relationship where that trauma is going to affect the relationship.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like the person's undeserving of love. I don't want that to come across as the thing here.
Who's undeserving? Like
the person with the trauma.
Okay, yeah.
Right, I don't want to say that, and your partner can help you with it. Your partner can definitely help you with the trauma, but there's
expected to.
No, there's like you can't handle. Your worst can be very devastating. Right, your worst can make me feel like shit. It can make me feel like I'm not worthy. It can make me feel like a less of a person. Dude, I don't care how good your best is, fam.
Yeah.
If your worst is whatever.
Well, you don't care how good the best is?
No, that's not important.
Well, maybe for you.
No. Time out. The best could be freaking like I feel like I'm off shrooms or psychedelics. I can feel like I'm on cloud 9, right? Out of body experience, right?
Mind blowing sex. We she cooks amazing food.
Okay.
Fantastic listener.
You
know what I'm saying? She plays all the video games that you like playing if you like that. She's into all the sports that you into if you like that.
Wonderful.
All that good stuff. But when she gets mad, she puts her hands on you.
See it. I don't know what you want me to tell you, bro. Like, I'm not playing that domestic violence shit.
I know a lot of people,
especially as a man, like especially as a black man, like I'm not playing no domestic violence stuff at all, sir.
I know a lot of people in that situation right now, and they're like, you know what? She gets handsy when she gets mad, but that sex, that food, those games, those nights that we stay up and we're just laughing, talking, having conversations under the stars. Come on, bro.
And that's cool, no.
That's hours of pleasure versus that one mistake that she has anger issues.
Sir, so that's like a red flag multiplied times 10, bro.
There's one red flag. There's like 50 white flags.
Is there a darker version of red? Like, is there like a orange flag? Like I don't know where I'm going here,
black
sir.
Flag, is that a thing? I don't know. But
like
there's some people in that situation who think that you know what? If I can just get through this, then I definitely deserve. And that's how. And then you know, owed anything. If you put your hands on me and I stay with you, do you then owe me? Am I then owe like the best version of you from then on until the next incident or something? Like that gets into like you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Wait, say that again. I might be losing.
If you put your hands on me, which is your worst, does that now mean you owe me the best aspects of yourself? Like it's my right now because I just handled you at your worst. So now I know because following this quote, I handled you at your worst. Now I deserve you at your best. Now you owe me your best. Which is dangerous territory. I don't want to get that.
You know what this quote? It is transactional.
Like I hit you twice, so I'm gonna make you 2 good meals. we don't want to do that.
You know what this quote just breeds to me, man? It just breeds arrogance to me, man.
You think so?
Yeah, it's just an arrogant quote.
I don't get that.
Imagine someone saying this to you, man. Oh man, you can't handle me at my worst, so you don't deserve my best. Wow, that's just arrogance. It's just arrogance, man.
Is that word deserve that I have a real problem with?
Yes, it's like no, it's not only deserve, it's handle. Like first of all, I'm not a zookeeper, fam. All right, I'm not in here handling dog shit or elephant shit today, right? I'm not a zookeeper, right? You're a grown woman. You can learn how to handle yourself.
And you're my equal,
right? Handle yourself,
right? And I'm not responsible for you. You're my equal.
Like what? Her worst can be is something so ludicrous. It could be something so ludicrous and silly, right? It could be so ludicrous, man. Her worst can be like she leaves shit on the toilet, or she doesn't clean up after herself, or it could be
shit on my toilet.
It could be as ludicrous as you want it to be. I am not responsible for anything. You're a grown ass woman. That's not my job. That's not my job.
All right. So here's
the and the facts that go ahead.
This can also be seen as like you weren't really with me shooting in the gym.
No, not at all. Not at all. Stop that right now. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. Stop it right now. Stop it right now.
You weren't down and under with me when I was going through. You're a fair-weathered friend. You just want me when I'm good. You just want me when I'm good. You're not responsible for my actions, but I'm a whole person. I have flaws. I make mistakes, and that comes with the relationship. That comes with me.
Everyone does. That's fine. You can have flaws. You can have relationships.
So if you're saying I'm not going to deal with some of your, harder to fix flaws, then why should I stay with you if you can't handle that? I'm a whole person.
Sir, if your worst is destructive to the relationship, you're gone. It's that simple. I don't care how good your best is. If your worst is destructive
to relationship it's a spectrum.
It is a spectrum, right? But and it's not even, your worst can be bad or it can be ludicrous, but it's the mindset that I have to consistently deal with you at that. It's just arrogance. It's arrogance, sir. It's arrogance. The mindset that I have sucky things about me, and you have to deal with that if you want to get me at my best. It's arrogance and it's ludicrous.
But in some ways, it's true. There are things about you that your partner might not like that, which is integral to who you are as a person.
Which is fine.
Necessarily like destroy the relationship, but it's things about your partner doesn't like.
I'm pretty sure there's things about you. There's things you don't like about your partner. There's things your partner doesn't like about you. That's fine. That's fine. That's not being someone at their worst. If your partner doesn't like that you play video games till 2 a.m., right? That's fine, right? You might not like that your partner watches soap operas all day, right? There's give and take. That's just not liking something. That's not liking something.
Sure.
Worse is something as bad as the word sounds, right? Your worst, right? And there's no, and keep in mind in this quote, there is no accountability taken here. There's no, hey, I'm gonna work on myself to do better. So you're gonna deal with this, and if you can't deal with this, you're not getting any of that other shit. That's arrogance and that's ludicrous and that's nonsense, right? So if Amber Heard's coming down, it's like, yo, we'll have the most mind-blowing sex. You'll have money. You'll never have to work a day in your life again. If you want to do whatever, I have money to support you. I got you, baby, right? I'm also gonna beat the shit out of you when I'm angry. I'm also gonna scream at you and try to get domestic with you.
And shit on your bed. I can't get over that. Can I get over
that? I can't verify if those things are true. I can't verify if the last thing's true. I haven't heard that one.
True,
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that last one. But if that's your worst, then see you. Like this is not.
She shit on the bed and said it was a dog just to piss him off. Allegedly.
That's so disgusting.
But
and that is animal-like behavior. But just to go back, it's just arrogance. It's arrogance. There's no. I'm gonna work on myself to do better. Like in these past examples you've given, the partner can help you, and you can help the partner. Like you guys can work together. Like if there's things you don't like, right? Not that many arguments with girlfriends in the past, right? There's things I don't like about them. There's things they don't like about me. It's like, hey, we'll work on this. We'll do better, right? If I shut down when something happens to me, I'll work on that. Right.
But for now, if this is something that you can't deal with,
yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna. It's like, oh, I'm gonna shut down you. I know I get mad. I'm just gonna call you a bitch and a cunt. And I'm gonna do all that stuff. I'm gonna be like so angry and punch walls. I'll never hit you though. I'll never hit you. But I'll just be as close and giving you all the signs. I'll get domestic with you, right? Oh, that's me. That's the worst. It's like, yo, that is.
But does it necessarily mean that I'm not gonna work on my flaws though?
Do you?
I feel like it's an acknowledgement.
So let me read you this quote again, just in case you're confused, right?
Go ahead.
And it's the mindset behind the quote. It's not even the words. It's the mindset behind it.
Yes.
Right. I'll read it to you one more time. Right. Just bear with me. I'm selfish, impatient, a little insecure. I make mistakes. That's fine. That's fine. No, bro. That's fine. That's fine.
That's fine. I'm selfish in a relationship.
Everyone's a little selfish. Sir, these are impatient, a little insecure. These are fine things. Stay with me. Right? All right. Resume quote. I make mistakes. I'm out of control, and at times hard to handle.
At times.
At times. Nothing too red flags. Maybe yellow flags right now, right?
If someone's,
but if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. And this is where we run into the problem, sir. And this is the part of the quote that's the most quoted. People don't even care about the first
right.
half, right?
I don't see the first part that often, but hearing it now is like that sets off so many flags already.
Yeah.
If you're on a first date with somebody, and she sits down, oh hi, it's nice to meet you finally, but you know, I'm selfish, I'm impatient, and I'm out of control.
Are you doing anything about that?
That's just how I am selfish, impatient. Well, so if she says yes, that she's doing something about it, would you stick around?
Dependent. It all depends. How selfish are you? Is your selfish like myself? Is your selfish like you like to hog the bed at night? Or is your selfish like, hey, I'm not paying any bills, you pay my rent type selfish? You know, like what are the levels of this selfishness? You know?
Yeah,
so it's dependent. All these words, you know, abstract.
Yes.
Dependent.
And that's why I feel like there's so many different ways to interpret that. And I feel like that's why there's so many people defending it. Why I'm trying to see why they defend it.
And then but here's the thing though. At least, and this is what I'm talking about accountability, right? At least the first part is an acknowledgement of flaws, exactly. Right? That part is not even quoted, sir. That part is not even quoted. The part of the quote that everybody knows. No, it's not implied. The part of the quote that everybody knows is, if you can't handle my words, then you don't deserve me. That's the part of the quote everybody knows. All right? And that's arrogance. And that's nonsense. And no one should ever, not Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, so, if it's what's that dude's name from New Edition? If it's Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, whatever it is, like whatever it is.
Why is it so popular then? Why is LMA saying it? Why was it so popular back then?
Because.
And why is it so popular, particularly among the female gender of the human species? I don't really hear, like, to be fair, I could be biased here. I don't really hear much guys, and I talk to more guys than girls, right? Yeah. And I haven't heard a single guy say this in a serious way. But I guarantee you, if you ask a guy how do you feel about this quote, he'll have our response. If you ask a woman how they feel about this quote, they'll have what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, maybe she needs support, maybe she needs help. And I think that's fair. It could be a cry for help. But why is it that they see it that way, but we don't?
Fam, if it's a cry for help, I don't know why you're quoting this. If it's a cry for help, it's like, hey, there's some things I want to work on myself. You can help me with it, but I'm trying to work on it. Like, you don't even have to help me with it.
It's a cry for help if you're too prideful to seem weak.
You know what this quote reminds me of? It reminds me of like these chicks that brag about being crazy. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me it reminds me of these. Like, you see these things, I'm like, I see it a bunch in high school, so I'll let it slide because it's high school. Mm-hmm. But now we see grown ass women. Mm-hmm. And I'll say people because guys also brag about being crazy or joke about like some really like crazy shit, right? So I'll say people. It's definitely guys and women here. Grown ass people joking about I'm crazy or you set me off the wrong way. I don't know how I'm gonna react or it's like, yo, what's wrong with you? And the fact you're bragging about this, like it's a great thing. Like, you know, a lot of things too with like people are, Latinos are crazy. That's like one of the popular stereotypes, right? Latinos are crazy. I love it. They're like all this type of stuff.
Yeah, I need a girl who's gonna try to stab me at least once, like that kind of thing. If she had never tried to hit you, then she don't love you. You realize how idiotic that sounds?
I do. People are bragging about this type of stuff.
Why is this so widespread though?
I don't know, man. People want this like. You know what it might be? I think people like want like some movie type of love. You know, Marilyn Monroe was a really famous actress of the 50s and 60s, right? So maybe they want like a movie type of love, and then when they realize the shit like actually happens to them, it's like, oh, it's actually kind of trash.
And you know what? Women are more drawn to drama than men are. I think that's a fair statement, and maybe that's why I do like a good episode of SVU, man. I don't know if that's true. I'm not talking like drama, like Real Housewives, like drama for the sake of drama.
You know, I will say, dog.
SVU is like.
You ever watched Desperate Housewives?
Never. Have you?
I like that show, man. Guilty pleasure. Brooke Shields was in there. Eva Longoria. You know, what's the woman's name? Was Viola Davis was on there for a while?
Desperate Housewives?
Yeah.
Isn't that a reality show?
No, bro.
Isn't that
Desperate,
reality?
Desperate Housewives.
I thought that was a
Not
reality
Real
show.
Housewives. Unless I'm getting the name wrong. I'm looking up right now. Desperate Housewives.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a reality show.
No, it was a drama. It was Desperate Housewives, man. Eva Longoria. I think Brooke Shields was in there for a little bit. Freaking.
That's fine.
Drama
shows. I'm talking like drama for the sake of drama.
Oh.
Like talk about like what show was The Game on?
BT.
Basketball Wives of
BT. The game was a sitcom. The game was a drama show though. It wasn't that.
No. Like the rapper The Game.
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah, The Game was a sitcom. The Game is actually a good show. But I'm talking about like reality shows where dudes get on camera after a fight and say, I don't know what the fuck she's talking to me. I'm better than her. I'm just a better person than her. Like stupid shit like that.
Like Jersey Shore type stuff.
Like Jersey Shore type stuff.
All right.
Like who do you think? Who's the target demographic for those shows? Is it grown men? Or is it women from the late teens to like 36?
Valid.
I feel like women are more drawn to drama, and so they're more likely to not only repeat this quote, but to see it as a sentiment of that. I'm gonna say that I need help and support, but I'm gonna do it in such a way that I don't show you that I'm weak.
See, I agree with you. I do agree with you. I do agree with you. I'm not gonna sit here and bash all women, of course, because
it's not bashing. I'm trying to understand.
I'm gonna bash the woman that say this quote. I'm gonna bash anybody that says this quote because it's nonsense, it's arrogance, and it's ludicrous. Right? There's no.
Regardless of how they understand it.
There is.
They could have a different understanding than we do.
They could. But just read what it says. Just read what it says. No, we don't have to interpret anything here. We can just read what this says. If you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. There's nothing to interpret right there, sir.
I get more mad every time you say it, but
yeah, there's nothing to interpret. There's nothing to interpret. You can't handle me at my worst, which means you have to handle me at my worst. You have to handle me at my worst, right? You don't do that. You have to handle me at my worst. The whole mindset, like just.
You don't deserve me at my best.
You're grown. Handle yourself. I'm not your handler. I'm not a dog walker. I'm not a zookeeper.
I'm not responsible for your traumas.
You don't. There's nothing to interpret here. You can interpret whatever way you want. I'm literally reading what the quote says, word for word. If you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. There's no interpretation here. What does that say? No interpretation.
I get it. And why is it that in order to deserve you, I first need to go through hell with you? Why can't I deserve you if I just do great things for you, or I'm always with you, or I give you the things that you desire, that you need? Like,
you can do all of that.
Doesn't that make me deserving? I don't even want to say deserving because I don't like you don't deserve. Like I don't like that word in this context.
Of course.
But if you're gonna talk about deserve, why is that the thing that makes me deserve the best? Or that will make you deserve my best? That's just ridiculous.
I don't know.
And
I don't know.
What if everyone thought this way? What if the same guy that you said if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best? What if he said the same thing to you right back? I feel like they get mad.
It would just be some Bobby Browns and some Whitney Houstons. It would be some Amber Heards and Johnny Depps. This is the whole
relationship at all. I feel
this
like
would be
just
the
evolve
whole thing.
and disintegrate.
It would be a toxic environment where everyone just says, "You don't deserve me if you can't handle me when I'm like this." Like that's what the whole quote says. There's no interpretation. When I'm like this and I'm at my worst, you can't deal with it, then you don't deserve me at my best. That's no interpretation. We can interpret however afterwards. Just what the quote says.
I'm trying to figure this out, man.
There's no justification for this, man.
I'm trying to defend the people.
Hey, man. I bet Amber Heard uses this quote.
I bet so too. As a matter of fact, I used to believe it. When I first saw it, I was like, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah, well, in middle school, I understand that. Middle school, I understand.
I was like in high school,
I understand.
If you're not gonna deal with the worst parts of me, why would you get the best parts of me? I come with both. And if you just want the best and not the worst, then you don't really want me as a person. You're a fair weathered friend, like I said.
And I forgot to address something when you said that fair weather thing. In any type of relationship, there is a transactional piece to it, right? Any relationship, friendship, whatever, there's give and there's take.
I'm gonna let you continue, but just for those who may not be familiar with the term, a fair weather friend is a friend who's only with you when the weather is fair.
I know.
A friend
Yeah.
who's with you when the weather is fair. So someone who's only around when the champagne's popping and the booty's shaking and the money's raining and all that, but they're not with you in the studio, in the gym, whatever.
Of course.
That's a fair weather friend.
But to go back to with this example too, any relationship is transactional, right? So like when you said you weren't with me shooting in the gym, that could be compared to being in the worst. That could be the worst, right? And I'm not gonna deny that part. But not only can the person leave, if the person decides to stay, they're banking on something happening. They see a future. They see something else happen. I would not care you weren't with me shooting in the gym compared to this quote, because that whole quote says, I made my money from, like, this is the Kobe Bryant, Vanessa. This is when Kobe Bryant and Vanessa Bryant were rumored to get a divorce.
Okay.
Right? Drake said R.I.P. Kobe. Drake said that quote. He's like, Kobe, I hate it had to be him. Rick Ross says he wasn't with me shooting the gym. No, Drake says he was with me shooting the gym. Rick Ross says it again. Mm-hmm. The whole idea was Vanessa Bryant's about to make all this money off of the divorce, which happens all the time.
Jeff Bezos.
Right? And it's like, you weren't, the idea is like, you weren't what got me this money. That's the whole idea behind it. That's why I can't compare these quotes. And no slander thrown to Vanessa Bryant at all. May she recover peacefully. Right.
I'm not familiar with the whole Kobe divorce case, but I am
familiar with
Jeff Bezos case. Where, it was said that she supported his Amazon dream when it was in the budding stages. And so she has a very large part to play in his success today.
That's fine. And as with any divorce, she gets some of that money. Divorce is a messy thing that we can get into sometime later.
But is it fair to say that because she supported him during Amazon when he was staying up late on doing something that she didn't see was going anywhere at the time, but she still sacrificed, put some time into it, could have left, didn't, stuck through it. I'm sure she wasn't happy at some points. Mm-hmm. She stuck through it. Is it fair to say that now she deserves the fruits of that? She deserves to have that money and that lifestyle that Jeff Bezos has.
I think a piece of it. I think it's fair. I do think that's fair in that context.
And in that context, his worst was those nights in the garage. When she's like, "Come to bed," you're like, "Nah, I still got stuff to do."
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, if you're unhappy with somebody that's trying to live that lifestyle, and then you leave, you can't be mad when the person gets that like.
And then if you stay, do you then deserve it?
I have this friend, right, that is in the prospect of making his own business, right? And there was this female he used to talk to. And I wouldn't say they get into arguments, right? But they were talking for a while. They're never official, right? But she would be upset when his energy was diverted to other places that were for his business, right? So as time goes on, it becomes draining. It's like, I'm trying to focus on business. It's for the both of us, not just for me. Mm-hmm. It's for both of us.
Of course.
He moves on, and now he's actually garnering a decent amount of success. Mm-hmm. And guess who's back around, or who's trying to come back around?
I can guess.
So it's like, if you didn't stay with the person, that's something a little different. That's your business.
Right.
But you can't be mad when they glow up and it's like, oh damn.
So now he could have used this quote to its full effect. You couldn't have handled it. I
don't think he would use this quote because that's not his worst. I don't think the female.
That wasn't his worst.
No, yeah. You see, that's what I'm saying.
For her. That was her main gripe with him in the relationship.
Then leave. I don't know what.
No, she could have, but then if that was the worst for her, then he could use that quote to its maximum effect. If you couldn't handle me, my worst, then you don't deserve.
The thing, I don't. This is why I think a guy would not, or maybe I'm being way too gender biased right now. But the reason why guys don't use this quote a lot is because I don't think they have that mentality of like, especially in a case like that, it's like, it's not my worst. That's not my worst.
Right. And that's,
I don't think.
I thought of it, but I didn't say it. Your worst isn't what you think is the worst. It's what the other person thinks is the worst. So you staying up till 2 a.m. might not be that bad for you, but if she can't stand it, then that's the worst for her. And that's what's important.
Listen, in a beautiful case.
Isn't it?
In a beautiful case like Jeff Amazon, his now ex-wife, she stuck through him with it, and now she's one of the richest women in the world.
Right.
Look how beautiful that is. And it doesn't work for everybody, but look how beautiful that is. It worked out for her. She supported him, and it worked out for her.
It did.
Right? I don't know. She deserved a piece of that because she literally invested in him. So she deserved a piece of that.
And if
that was the case.
If you stay anything, you're investing in it because you're investing time.
Yeah.
Time
So
you could have spent anyway.
that'll be fine.
But this question of what actually is the worst? Is it what I think is my worst, or what you think is my worst?
It's probably what the. That's a good question. Actually, I'm not too sure.
Because if I think that my worst is that I don't put the seat down, but then you think my worst is that, I snore very loud at night.
Yeah.
It's like what.
I mean, it has to be communicated to what the person the worst is, though. It has to be communicated. So if your worst is that, but if I'm not gonna care about that worst though. Like if I'm the partner, right, and that's your worst, but I don't think it's your worst, then it's not. Then I don't. It's not that big a factor.
Right. So it's
it's what I think the worst is because you already come up with I'm like I'm selfish, impatient, whatever.
Maybe I am too. Maybe I don't care.
Your worst could be that you just don't watch my cats very well, and like I'm not dealing with that.
That goes back to like what would happen if everyone thought that way. Like if no one just addressed if everyone just acknowledged their flaws, but instead of like trying to improve upon it, they just said, it is what it is. Which I feel like could be another topic.
We'll save it for another day.
But if it's that case, then couldn't it kind of work out? I'm just thinking out loud here because if my worst is I'm selfish and your worst is that you're lazy, selfish and lazy. Do those conflict? Can we still have a relationship here, even though we're both at our worst and we're not really caring about that and stuff like that? It's just about finding someone compatible.
If y'all don't care about that, that's perfectly fine. That's fine. It's as long as you're compatible, that's cool. But the mindset that I have to handle you, which is crazy. First of all, like you're a grown person, handle yourself.
I disagree with this quote. I'm still just trying to find a way to interpret it in a way that so many people are accepting of it.
And then since you did not handle me or deal with me when I was doing whatever, now you don't get any other good part of me. You don't deserve my best. You don't deserve the best parts of me. That's crazy.
And it's your fault.
Yeah,
and it's your fault
because you didn't handle me. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. It's nonsense.
It's nonsense. That I'm breaking up with you because you couldn't deal with the fact that I put my hands on you.
Phenomenal logic right there. Let's clap. Poetry. Phenomenal logic right there, everybody.
Please stop using this quote. Please. Like, there's so many other ways to get across what you want to say other than this quote. If you want to say, I need some support and help in this situation right now, and I hope you understand, say that, nigga. Like, say that. Just say, I'm dealing with this right now, and I could really appreciate the support. Hey. Please, just say that.
Nope. You don't deserve me.
Don't tell me that.
You don't deserve Thank y'all for listening. Opinion Factory Podcast. Find us on Apple, Stitcher, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Leave us a rating on Apple Podcast. And please stop thinking people need to handle you when you're being a piece of trash.
Oh, what's the question?
The question I ask for these people: why? I have no question to ask. Stop using this quote. I'm upset.
We're asking something of you this time. Just please stop using it.
Stop using this quote. And if you have used this quote and we're misinterpreting it, please tell us why. Why have you used this quote in your life? That's all. If you ever use this quote, why? That's all I'm going to ask. Right?
That's right.
Apple, Stitcher, YouTube, Spotify, Opinion Factory Podcast, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We will see y'all.